Good evening, folks. Mike out here on the porch. Mike's Life Live Neat. I got the pool lights going red, white, and blue for Memorial Day. Only thing I don't like is how fast they switch. You can change the speed, but they don't like roll into each other. They just flash. Don't like that. But anyway, tonight I'm smoking Ave Maria Knights Templar. It's a badass wrapper. Tell you what, it's a Habano wrapper, or badass label there. It's a Habano wrapper, Habano filler, and a Habano binder. AJ Fernandez product. Pretty darn good. It's kind of a medium body, but full flavored. It's not super strong, but it's a good cigar. Um, it's kind of earthy, a little bit leather, coffee, and a little spicy. I guess that, I don't know, that's the Habano. I don't know. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we'll see where it goes. And I'm smoking it tonight with a Sazerac Rye 125. I don't know if y'all have seen that. Supposedly people say it tastes like Thomas Handy, which is allocated Buffalo Trace product. I'm sure you know. Um, I wouldn't know because I've never had Thomas Handy. So if you have had both, let me know. But it is pretty good. On the nose, I get like a mint, like a fruit, like a dark fruit and oak. A little sweet like Buffalo Tracy to me, but I guess it is similar product. And it kind of tastes like it smells. I mean, it's weird. Like a lot of bourbons do not, but it does. Is a little sweet. It's got vanilla, caramel, little almond. Definitely a rye spice. And on the finish, it's weird to me. If you remember the Fireball candies, the little round red ones you'd have in school, if you remember those, kind of tastes like that. It doesn't taste like that. I shouldn't say that, but it reminds me of that. Kind of that red spice. I don't know. It's pretty good. Pretty good. As is this cigar. But tonight I wanted to talk about marriage again. As you know, I've made a couple of videos. I did one about our anniversary and a couple other ones, but I got some DMs on my Instagram about some questions about how'd y'all make this work so long, and how'd y'all how do y'all get to where you are? And like I said, I think one time I told y'all I had a pretty big blog with a lot of subscribers at one time on WordPress, and helped out a few people, turn their marriage around. Not a counselor. I just share what works for me and my wife, and we've been all these years without a big hiccup, without a big, there's been no blow up. There's been no, I moved out for a few days. I mean, just rolled along. Just kept, we started dating at 15 or 16, and here we are at 56. So, she'll be 56 in June, and I'll be in September. So, with no real issues. So it's raising 3 kids and working and everything else we've done. But I attribute it to a few things, and I wrote some of them down. I don't do a script. You can tell on the way I ramble sometimes, but I do write. I wrote some bullet points to keep me on track. So if you see me looking down, just bear with me. I'll say the first thing for sure is we still flirt. We have fun. It's like we're dating. When we go out on, I think I told you one time, we go out on Sundays. Usually our day, Sunday for lunch is when we go out. And it's like we're on a date. We're just flirting, making jokes, and I don't know. Like I said, it's like we're still 16 driving around in my 67 Mustang. It's like it's no, we still talk about some of the same things that happen. It's crazy, but we have a good time, and I make her feel sexy, and I make her feel wanted, and I make her feel loved, and she does the same for me, and it works for both of us, and it makes for a good marriage and a good time, and that's what it's all about, right? Not everything can be a good time, but most of it should be. If your marriage is a struggle, you need to kind of look and see what's going on with it behind the scenes. Let's see. Number two, I got protect your time together. So as you know, especially when you have kids, you're pulled in 1,000 different directions with, you know, sports and after school activities and running them to sleepovers and this and that. And then when you get older, you know, you kind of maybe work, it may be friends asking you to come do stuff. We don't have a whole lot of friends, so we don't have that, but family members asking you to do stuff, you know. And a big thing you have to watch out for is letting all these other things invade your marriage and take it over. Um, if you're retired, I guess you got more time, but like we're both still working, so we've got Saturday and Sunday, and here lately just Saturdays because she's watching the grandkids during the week a couple days. So, but we try to reserve time every weekend that's just for us. Usually that's Sundays, but and you don't. I don't say we just bar everybody else from it completely, but you have to prioritize some time for you and your wife. If you say yes to everything, um, somebody's going to be left out. Somebody's going to be left unhappy. So you have to make sure you make time for each other, and you take time to do things together, and it's just important. If you're not prioritizing each other, you need to ask yourself why, or why is she not? Um, to me, that usually means there's an issue they're avoiding. They're avoiding you, or time spent alone is uncomfortable, what have you. But usually there's an issue. Um, but if you're doing these things all along, you're probably not going to have a problem. Let's see. The next one is bring up problems early. Man, there's nothing like letting things fester. I'll give you an example. At work, I have a meeting with my folks every 2 weeks with the whole crew, and we go over everybody's cases, and I give them a chance. I go around the room and ask everybody, you know, hey, you know, Bill, you have anything? Hey, Susie, you got anything? And that gives them a chance to be heard. And if I've worked for people who didn't have those meetings at JSO, pretty much every unit you were in the detective division had a meeting either daily or weekly to do this. But I go to this agency and it's not something they did, and I don't need it because I'm kind of independent. But people want to be heard, and I figured that out. Plus, you tend to hold things and you get mad about stuff, and if you don't express it and get it off your chest, or try to get it addressed, it just festers. And the same thing that goes when your marriage. You need to bring stuff up early instead of getting mad about it and mad about it and mad about it, and it just blows up one day. And you're like, where did this come from? What are you talking about? We've been doing this for months, years. And well, yeah, it's been pissing me off for years. Okay, well, why didn't you tell me before? There's no excuse for that. There's no, and if you think you're keeping the peace by just not bringing things up, you're doing yourself a big disservice, and your spouse and your wife a disservice, because you're not giving them the opportunity to fix it. You know, because if somebody brings something up you've been doing for years, and you're like, well, hell, why didn't you just say something? I don't care. I'll do it this other way. I just did it that way because that's what I do. I don't, no big deal. We can do this. Especially if it's a lot of times it's stuff that you don't even really think is a big deal. So bring those things up. You don't have to be ugly about it. You can just say, hey, how about we do it? You're all grown. You know how to do it. Don't bring it up and be an asshole. Bring something. If you got a problem, bring it up and fix it. That's what men do. You fix things, right? Go ahead and take this wrapper off. I'm telling you, man, that's a cool wrapper. Anyway, fix it. Do your job. Do your job. Inside jokes. We've got a ton of those, man. We have a lot of history. We laugh about stuff that goes back to when we were dating in high school. I mean, it's crazy. Every night when we finish TV or whatever we're doing, we'll go back here and get ready for bed. And something always comes up. There's some joke or some, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go into all our stuff, but always we go to bed laughing every night. It's crazy. We have a good time. You're out, or somebody you'll even with the kids, they'll say something, and we'll look at each other and kind of because we got that inside joke, and that just gives you a little something special that you and your wife can share. And I think it's important to have things like that, because if you put everything out to everybody, there's nothing. You don't hold anything private. Inside jokes. And if you've known anybody any length of time, you ought to have some inside jokes that you can come up with. But it seems like a silly thing, but stuff like that's important. Ask for what you need. You can't ever. I'm bad about this sometimes. You can't expect people to read your mind. You've got built up in your mind what you want the evening to be, and she comes home and she brought something else home for dinner, or she's like, why don't we do that? The kids are coming over. Oh, okay. That's probably a bad example. If you have something that you want or need, you need to express it. You can't expect people to read your mind, particularly your spouse. We think sometimes, well, we've been together 10, 15 years. They should know what I want or what I like or what I. Okay, that's not realistic. Okay, that's not realistic. Sure, there are some things they know. You don't like bananas, or you don't, whatever. Okay, but if you had a vision in your mind for the evening and it doesn't go, or you wanted it, you had plan of what I wanted to go up to the bar and have a few drinks, or whatever. Um, and then she gets home and she gets in her pajamas right when she gets home, and you get all pat. Well, that's dumb. Okay, it's okay that she did, but you need to set that up during the day and say, hey, why don't we go do this? It may not work out for you, but at least give her the opportunity. Don't expect her to, well, I'm mad now because you came home and got in your pajamas and I wanted to go out somewhere. And so I just sit there and pout in the chair, and she's asking you what's wrong and you're saying nothing, and it's stupid. But people do it every day. Then you get mad at your spouse because they didn't do what you expected them to do, but you didn't tell them what you wanted. That ain't going to work, guys. But we all do it. I do it. We all do it. My wife does it. And a lot of times when they tell you what they want, you, well, why didn't you say something? I didn't care. Well, I thought you knew. No, they don't know. They don't know. Oh, repair fast. We don't have a lot of fights. Very seldom. Um, I can't think of more than 5 actual. We've never had a scream fight where you're yelling at each other. Ever. Ever. Uh, I've heard therapists say that, if you're not fighting, do you have a relationship? I disagree with that. Not everything I guess, people do. I mean, people have different ways of dealing with things, I suppose, but I don't get that whole mentality that sometimes you have to communicate. That's just stupid to me. Um, I can't relate. I don't know. As I say, the advice I give, it has worked for me. Your mileage may vary, but if you do fight, if you do fuss, get over it. Don't hold grudges. Don't hold it till the next day or 2 days or 3 days, and then bring it up 6 months from now. Just let it go. Get it off your chest and let it go. Because holding on to things like that, it doesn't do anybody any good. Doesn't do your marriage any good. You're gonna sit there and hold it and let it fester, and then the next time you have a little headbutt, you're gonna bring it up again. Stop. Let it go. Let it get it fixed and let it go. But this is very common. People at work. You remember, I think I told you in another video, don't go to work and talking shit about your wife. That's ridiculous. You shouldn't talk shit about your wife to anybody. That's between you and her. But people do it every day. People do it every day. And in doing that, they'll come and tell you, my wife did this. That's messed. Well, did you tell her? Well, no, because then you should just get mad. Okay, well, then don't be mad about it. You just got yourself to blame. So when you get in these fights, get over it, get it out, get over it, move on. Don't go to bed mad. If you do, in the morning, fix it. Don't let it last for days, 2, 3 days. You're just asking for trouble. She starts thinking, what am I doing with this guy? If it lasts a week and you're still mad at each other, she's like, I'm married to a child. As will you. Fix it. That's what men do. Fix it. And then the last thing I got here. Discuss your future as if you're going to be together. Sometimes people, and I guess they'll stay together for kids and whatever reason. I don't know, but you may have a different vision of the future than your wife does. You may want to move to the mountains and she wants to stay here around the grandkids, right? Whatever it may be. But you can't sit there and go knowing that and constantly say, I'm moving to the mountains when I retire. Because what you're building in her mind is, well, I guess she's not going to be here. So she'll start making plans without you. You need to kind of discuss your future and come to an agreement and talk about it. We talk about our future, and we have since we were young, as if we'll be here together. You never know what life holds. Let's be serious. You could get sick, or you could friggin' get hit by a car or whatever. But the chances are that's not going to happen. So we have always talked about what we wanted. At one time, we wanted a condo out at Crescent Beach out here. And one time, we all kind of different plans we had. And turns out here's where we are. We're by the grandkids. I probably at one point would have said, I don't want to do that. But now that we're doing it, I love it. I love them grandkids. I love it. I love them coming over here and hanging out, playing in the pool. And they could be a lot sometimes, and we do need a break. But that's the best part about being grandparents. But I say all that to say, whatever your plans are, plan it together. Unless you're truly don't plan on being with her. I guess that's a possibility. But these people have called me and asking how to improve their marriage, how we got here. So I'm assuming they want to stay with their spouse. Well, in order to stay with her, you need to plan your future together. Don't talk about crazy things you want to do. I shouldn't say that. They're not crazy. Things you want to do that don't include her. You can go on trips. You can have, I'm going to go, hike something or whatever, with your friends, or go. I want to go out west and go hunting. Well, you're not going to bring your wife more than likely. You're going to go with your hunting buddies and and go hunt some mule deer or whatever the heck it is you want to hunt. She's probably not going to go. Probably shouldn't go if you're going with your buddies. But as far as big plans about where you're going to live or where things like that, you need to be on the same page, and come to some kind of agreement. Somebody may have to compromise, but if you want to stay married, that's what marriage is. Sometimes, you don't always get everything you want, but the overall package is pretty damn good. So kind of like buying a car. I never feel like I bought a vehicle at a dealership or wherever and felt like I got everything I wanted, but I was happy with the overall deal. Kind of that way with marriage. Okay, you don't always get everything you want. Of course, in life and in marriage, you probably shouldn't get everything you want, because there are things I've wanted in my life that later on, when it didn't work out, and looking back, I think, well, thank goodness that didn't work out, because that would have been a disaster. That would not have been good. So as long as you can get 90% of what you want out of life, I think you're doing pretty good. Because you get to be older and everybody thinks, oh, it'd be great to be single. I wouldn't have to worry about nobody. Or not. I guess if your wife's a pain in the ass, I guess I could see that. But my wife's not. And I got to say, she makes my life pretty easy. Knock on wood, I haven't had a lot of health problems, but the few that I've had, she's been great. And I've helped her with some issues she's had. And it makes life a lot easier when you have somebody to help you like that. Because if you don't, guess what? You're going to have to call your buddy to come get you dressed. They're not going to do that or not want to do that. So but your wife is part of the deal. So anyway, those are some of the things just I came up with today while I was sitting here. Came up with some things that, what has made our marriage work to where we haven't had a big fight ever. Had some disagreements, but got over it. Happy, great relationship, great marriage, on the same page, and where we want to be at this point in our life. The only thing I would say in my life, I wish I had a little more money, but who doesn't? But I'm happy. I'm sitting here by my pool, smoking cigars. Got a pretty decent whiskey collection. Would I like to buy a Thomas Handy? Sure. Do I need it? No. I don't feel like I'm missing nothing, If I did, I would go buy one. I could afford one. I just don't. It ain't worth it to me. So tell me what your thoughts are, what's worked for you, or if you think I'm off base or crazy, and maybe I didn't explain everything right. So if you have a question or an issue with anything I said, let me know, and I'll be happy to expound on it, either in the comments or privately or in another video. Because I'm telling you, dude, I've got it pretty good, and I wish everybody did, because the world would be a happier place. Because I'm a pretty happy man. That's it. I don't know. I've got it pretty good, and I just want to share some of the stuff that's worked out for me. But anyway, as I've gotten into this cigar, it's kind of maintained similar to when I started. Oaky, earthy. Got a pretty good smoke. Pretty even burn. I've touched it up a couple times, but pretty good. Not 100% my favorite cigar ever, but not bad. I'll probably buy another one. That's usually my measure. People go, when they tell you about a trip, I always ask them, well, would you go back again? If they say yes, it was probably a pretty good trip. They go, well, no, then you probably it's not somewhere I need to go. I'd probably buy another one of these. I wouldn't buy a box though. And the Sazerac rye, pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to buy another one because there's a lot of other ryes out there I like better. Um, I'm not mad that I bought it because it is pretty good, but there's a lot of other stuff out there. Although it's only like $40. I think I paid right around there, so it ain't a bad price. Probably be good in cocktails for sure. It's not bad neat. It's the way I drink mine. It's kind of like a very spicy Buffalo Trace. The standard Buffalo Trace. It's kind of that was with rye. It's weird. I don't know what the mash bill is on it. I don't. It may be the same. Who knows? But it tastes and smells a lot like Buffalo Trace with a little mint and a little spice. But anyway, that's all I got for this evening. Um, we'll see what the week brings. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are doing well, and hang in there. If you're having trouble in your marriage, start thinking about what you can do to fix it, or it may be time to end it. I don't know. That's a decision you're going to have to make. I think sometimes people go there a little too early. The only problem with learning this stuff in your 50s is it's hard once you're set in your ways to get things right a ship. You can do it because I've seen it happen. I've helped people do it, but it's tough. It's tough once some habits are formed, you know. But anyway, you guys have a good evening, and if you have any comments, let me know. I got another subscriber. I appreciate it. If you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe. Comment. Let me know what you think. But that's it. Y'all have a good evening and stay safe.